A shout out to Ge.Holla and
Hey, GeHolla, G.Holla.
Ge.Holla. Shout me to God here, man.
All y'all said entertainers, shout out my guy Ge.Holla.
Rocking right now with Ge.Holla.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to Ge.Holla reaching 1 million listeners on his podcast.
You mentioned that women are the prize, which is something I've been preaching since I was younger, because I believe that being a Southern woman. And now you had the emergence of podcast bros who are saying, no, women are no longer the prize. It is the man, and women should put forth the 50-50. What is your take on this new surgence of believing that the woman should quote unquote do 50-50 with the man?
I mean, we just have a lot of men that are highly in their feminine energy. We have a pervasive virus that's going on, especially in the African American community, where men want to be women, where men want to be treated like women, where men have forgotten who they are. I tell the story about how once there was, when we lived in our old house, there was a cat that was at our door, and it was a baby kitten, and the kitten was like 4 or 5 weeks old. And so we went to go get milk for it, and it wouldn't take the milk. So it started dying. It started starving. So at the time we had a dog that never had babies ever. And so she started to nurse the cat, and the cat started to believe that our dog was its mom. And so the cat started barking. So we had a barking cat that forgot that it was a cat. So these men, these podcast bros, is what I call Build-A-Bears. They are basically barking cats who don't know who they are. They don't understand the nature of their masculine energy is to pour in, to give, to serve, to earn her, that it is his job to be the one that's courting her. Why? Because it's the same way as when you're tending to a garden. When you tend to a garden, you can't plant the seeds and be like, what are you going to do for me? Like, I need you to start feeding me. You have to water that garden first. You got to provide the sunshine for it. You got to put the right nutrients in that soil in order for it to bear fruit. But when it does, it multiplies whatever you have placed within that garden. And it's the same thing with a woman. You can't unlock her true potential in her feminine energy for you unless you're willing to pour into her first. And that requires for a man to inject his masculine energy and his willingness to earn her trust, his willingness to show her that he is a type of man that can protect her, that can provide for her, that can cover her. And he wants that honor, because when a woman can let go and trust that he can do that, she's giving him the highest honor by saying, I respect you and I trust you as a man. I'm recognizing that man power, that king that's within you. So for men to turn it around talking about they're the prize, when it says in the Bible right there that he who finds the prize, he who finds a wife finds the prize. So that means that it's his job to find the prize, to find his wife and identify her as the prize, not to now declare himself as the prize, because now we're backwards. Now everybody's confused. We have women now acting like men and operating highly in her masculine energy. She's all stressed out. She's attracting men who are highly in their feminine energy, who want to be poured into, pursued, and taken care of. And then now that actually drives up a man's stress level. When a man is highly in his feminine energy, he is less proactive. He's less productive. He's not as creative. It drives up his stress levels. It drives down his testosterone. It leads to more disease. He's at risk for cancers. He's at risk for diabetes, hypertension. There's all kinds of things on both sides that are impacting us physically, mentally, and emotionally by being so out of balance. So there's so many things biochemically wrong with the podcast bros and what they're preaching about being the prize.